Okay.
Yes. Hello?
Hello. It's just a comment. Just like the representative of Malaysia, I really appreciate the work of Pakistan, Vietnam, and Mongolia because it's really not an easy job to start and work on many protection work on women. I'm a hockey player, so that's I know more about Pakistanis, and many of my friends in Hong Kong are also Pakistanis. They all of them have their story and their traumatized experience. So I do hope that more work can be worked on the rural area so that they can know that someone can help you and protect them. Thank you.
Thanks for your comment, and it's a fact that in Pakistan, especially on the wrong interpretation of Islam, and especially on the name of culture of Pashtuns, so women rights are violated every time. It's very difficult to work on community, but we, especially the NGO sector, they are playing their very effective role, especially on the grassroots level, community level, in order to raise awareness, and also nowadays they are involving men in ending violence against women. So a change is coming, but it's very slow, and sometimes unforeseen actors are also disturbing all these things. Maybe you are having a better idea of the situation of Pakistan. But we are trying, and this was the reason that again and again I was saying that the government will also have to play their role, because they are the main leading, they should be the main leading role in providing protection to these women. If they are not playing their role, so it's the role of the NGO and also INGO to make them to play their roles. That's why GSA is also focusing us. We are not directly intervening in the field, but we are building the capacity of the government, the legislators, and also the NGOs to play their role more effectively. Thank you.
Yeah. I do not know if it's just something to follow up with Malaysia and also Hong Kong regarding Vietnam. And I would say that human rights violation, or not only women and children in Vietnam. I speak on behalf of my sister who are present in Vietnam. We are NGO, but we cannot appear on the ground. We are still under the ground. So we are not really very well accepted by the government. So we do everything slightly smoothly under the ground. So I feel like, especially now, we have many Vietnamese flee into Thailand on foot. They walk from Vietnam, cross to Cambodia, and then after that cross to Thailand. And if you come to Thailand to one community, it's more than 400 in that building, and 8 or 10 people in one small room. My heart just broken when I am there, you know. Just to send people to the rural area many times that the NGO herself or himself being killed. So sometimes it's easy to suggest and sometimes it's not really easy to practice. Yeah, it's just my feeling. Thank you.
Thank you. One more question from me.
I have two questions. One question to Mongolia. On page 98, you said community-based survivors of support group be more helpful in empowering victims of VAW. And could you please talk more about what is community-based survivor support group? And another to Vietnam too. My foundation have service to human trafficking and violence spouse. Make some of them when they have some problem and they get solution when they go back to their country, especially Vietnam. And we found that no network to work together to help them. And I think this is a very good chance because it is a network. And we have to think about it. Maybe some international cooperation is more important. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for question. So about the community-based survivor support group, it's kind of new movement in Mongolia, just in a starting level, which is when women survive the violence, they back to community level, back to society. That time, we will, the people around her need to support her to socialize, to rehabilitate. So we call it circle of influence in society. Circle of influence means if the woman is back to the community, there is a community level police, community level social worker, family doctors, and grocery shop, businessmen, etc. All the around social, around people are circle of influence to support the woman to survive violence. And we call it community-based support group. So it means we don't, NGO don't reach to each community members. We just raise awareness among them through their local activists. Local activists raise the awareness about human rights, gender-based violence in the community level, and they can share their knowledge through different activities in society. So it's just initiated in Mongolia. Thank you. I hope it responds to your question.
I think this is very special, and because in Taiwan, some people don't think their situation should be known by other people, especially neighborhood or her relatives that they want to be hidden, you know. So when you do a community-based group, and that's very interesting to me. In our culture, sometimes it's very difficult to do. Thank you.
It's not. We still have 10 minutes for the discussions, committees. I take your questions.
I just want to thank the Pakistan sharing, because I have many friends as a child, and they are Muslims, Malay Muslims, and many times I do feel very much for the women. So I'm very happy that, you know, there is work for the Muslim women. Thank you.
Take your questions.
I also would like to ask a question to Jora. So even GIZ is helping Pakistan government to strengthen the women's shelter program, but of course they are doing it for a certain period of time, and maybe 3 years or 5 years of their funding period. So what will happen after the phase out of the project by GIZ? Does it will be super continued by the government, or the management will come to the organizations like Aurot Foundation, Shikatga, they will be managing the shelters. And there's a lot of differences between the quality management and the commitment of the issues managing by the government and also managing by the women-headed organizations. Thank you.
Thanks, Mashruda. You are very right that actually in Pakistan we do have the sustainability problem with NGOs, and whenever they are having funding, so they do work, and whenever the funding is finished, so their work is also stopped. So this is the reason that GIZ came with the governance program for a period of 10 years, and this is the first phase, I can say the second year of our project. And during these 10 years, we will build the capacity of the government department. That's why we are pushing the government department to develop their SOPs, to develop their guidelines, to improve their services, to make a referral mechanism for them. Because GIZ role is only provide technical assistance to government departments to run these shelters, and also to facilitate the process. And in order to, actually we do have a big gap of NGOs and government service providers. So GS is also in a process to form a dialogue board of national NGOs with government departments. So then it will be just like a network of both. So it will be a sustainable way. So these government-run shelters, they will avail the expertise of NGOs how to better run these shelters. So actually it's a 10 years project, but it's mainly working towards the capacity building of government and also making a bridge of NGOs and the government departments. So we are visualizing it on sustainable basis, and we are just pushing the government. We are not giving anything ready-made. Really.
One more supplementary question is that the funding. The funding all currently is coming for, as you said, in the 10 years phase. So the funding is coming from the GIZ. So what will happen after the GIZ withdrawn their funding? Government has sufficient funding and they'll continue with the same range and scale.
Actually, GIZ main motive, all types of project in Pakistan and other countries, we are taking the government as main stakeholder. And we are not giving any funding to them. The government are running their shelter. They are having the annual development budget to run these shelters, but only the problem is they don't know how to run this shelter effectively. So that's why they don't have any referral mechanism. They don't have any all other types of services under one shelter. So we are in a process of making referral systems with other service providers, with other NGOs, with other government hospitals, the lawyers, the government lawyers. So actually, they do have plans, they do have their budget, but they don't know how to work. This is the problem. So that's why we are building their capacity. I hope so. You'll find your answer.
Any more questions? We still have like a few minutes actually. If not, is it alright to make one more question from me? I have a question to you. Actually, I'm going to see you next week, so I can make a question in Rambaldo, but I just want to share that these questions. I know that you are saying that there is a program of the improvement of the capacity building for the staff member of the centers. So do you organize any activities in order to improve the capacity buildings of the staff members? Or are you planning to do anything for that?
As I mentioned, our organization have capacity building program, which we just established in 2009. And it's new program, we just piloting. So capacity building program just focus to institutional capacity, which covering our human resource capacity, including shelter staff and also the office staff. Because it's working at direct service providers, they are crisis workers. It's very hard for us to keep our human resource sustainably. And even they skilled, we provide trainings to give basic understanding about human rights and what's the human rights principles, right-based approach, GBV issues. And it's new program we just initiated, just piloting, because of most of our staff right now is young, just graduated staff, social workers, psychologists, and lawyers. So it's really need to give them capacity about dealing with cases and providing services. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It seems the time is up, so we can go to the break for 20 minutes. Maybe. So that we'll finish the session now. Thank you very much.